They say all good things must come to an end, and our Big Sky Friday Night Show is no exception to the rule. But that doesn't mean we aren't going out with a bang. Around the state, teams are fighting for playoff spots, bye weeks, and their pride. So for the final time this season, sit back, relax, and let's kick it off with our Game of the Week. Our Game of the Week is a battle for the Western B Conference. The student section singing Journey, not wanting to stop believing that they can pull off this upset over the Florence Falcons. But that's going to be a tall order when you got guys like Jake Schneider running up the gut, getting the gritty yards. And remember that name for me. But Loyola makes the goal line stand as Florence settles for the field goal. Now it's the Rams' turn. And when you got a 6'6" receiver just placed the pigskin high, Ethan Stack will always come down with that thing. That's just unfair. But so is Mason Arlington's pinpoint actually lobbing up over two defenders into the trusty hands of Bridger Alexander as the Falcons strike back. And it's easy to see why the Falcons are three-peating champs when you got Arlington making it look too easy on the deep ball, and Florence punches in a few plays later. But don't bury the Rams yet. Andrew Richardson on the next drive hitting Vince Lincoln in stride, and he's got pay dirt, but not so fast. Just when the Rams make it a one-score game right before the half, it's Jake Schneider again fielding the bouncing ball. Rams kick coverage goes inside, so he'll run it up the sideline, breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, and he rips the Sacred Heart out of Loyola's chest to put the Falcons lead back into double-digit territory, and Florence goes on to win the Western B 44-12. Off to Hamilton for a senior night special between the Bronx and the Pirates of Polson. Hamilton has won one game all year, but it is senior night. Hamilton's first drive of the game sure looked the part for a team trying to pull off an upset as Cooper Weston strikes Jackson Lupke over the middle, mere yards from the red zone. And later in the drive, they'd end up capitalizing on the strong start. It's a run. Get used to it as Braden Lancer, the junior, skirts by everyone for a quick 6. Soon, the Bronx have the ball again after a rough start to the drive. Pure electricity. Weston takes it himself, coming up just a yard short of the first. Next play, no problem as Caden Gum powers it well past the marker, and he could have had a lot more. The hometown kids are rolling again, so why not run it again to Lubke? That'll help. Run it this way, then reverse it. The Pirates could not stop the run early. Runs like that help set up this QB keeper by Weston for another Hampton score, make it 13-0, and the Bronx would pull off some senior night magic, taking this one 45-23. Senior night in Sentinel sets the stage, but the only thing on these seniors' minds is taking on one of the top dogs in the Western Conference. For Glacier, they're locked into the 2 seed, and the bye is theirs, but that doesn't mean they're taking their foot off the gas tonight. But Sentinel wants a statement, and they'll get it on the first drive. Jace Kashaka dialing up Sam Sermon on the deep ball. Sentinel strikes first. Down 7, no problem. It's Jackson Presley finding old reliable Bridger Smith entering Spartan territory. And on 4th and goal, Presley puts his head down and finds a way around the pile for the score. Tie ball game, and Glacier's back on offense. Presley not liking his reads, so he'll play the improv game, and they're inside the 10. 2 plays later, give it to Montana's touchdown leader, Kobe Dorches, part the seas, and he'll add to his title. Spartans answer with a field goal, but 3 points won't cut it when you got a 3-star QB slinging it to a 2-star wideout. Future Grizzly Bridger Smith going over the shoulder and setting up the boys on the goal line, and the direct snap to Dorches makes it 21-10 at half. Glacier becomes a runaway train in the second half, taking this one 56-10. And don't go anywhere. When we get back, we got a Week 9 Becker breakdown from a major Class B matchup out east. Staying with us, we have a whole lot of Class B drama to break down. We'll begin at Jefferson High School. We'll head to Boulder for a pivotal matchup with the Southern B2 seed on the line as Jefferson hosts a sneaky Townsend squad that could miss the playoffs with a loss. The top star for the Panthers is future Bobcat Luke Oxerart, one of the toughest runners in the state. Starts things off with a 12-yard gain. Same drive, here comes Oxerart, cool running Luke from just 7 yards out, and it's 7-zip. Bulldogs answer with a score of their own. Logan Johnson nails this 27-yarder with plenty to spare, and Townsend is on the board. Third quarter, same score, and it's a work of Oxerart, a 27-yard gain on the opening drive of the frame for the senior, and the Panthers add some breathing room. Townsend needing a spark, handoff to Sawyer Horn, and he thumps down the sideline for a big gain of 20. And our cameraman just barely avoids disaster. Nice dodge there, Josh. But the Panthers turn it over on downs, and Jefferson capitalizes. Of course it's Oxerart, and he tiptoes the sideline for the 16-yard score, his third of the night, and he's not done yet. This time, he plays QB on 1st and goal and drops a dime to Taven Charleston. That'll do it. Panthers pull off the 31-3 victory, but to figure out how the chips fall in the Southern B, it's all about how the rest of the conference went down. And it's not a Big Sky Friday night show without a classic Becker breakdown. And fortunately for us, we have a double-header Becker breakdown from Mr. Becker himself, who's been all over the Gallatin Valley tonight, and he's going to help us figure out this Class B playoff seeding. Ethan, what do you got for us?
Well, Alex, Gallatin showed why they are the top team in Eastern AA against Billings Skyview. But let's first take a look at some more Class B action from the South Conference as we had a pivotal game between Three Forks and Big Timber. Senior night for Three Forks, a win against Big Timber keeps the Wolves in the playoff hunt. And it didn't take long for Three Forks to score. Opening drive, Sawyer Anderson punches it in for the lead. Next drive, Cannon Richmond uses his legs. He bounces outside to the end zone for 6. 15-yard carry doubles the Wolves' lead. Defense was also making plays. It's the other Anderson. Dylan Anderson flies into the backfield for a sack, and Three Forks is rolling. Richmond hits a wide-open Marcus Pestle for the third Wolves touchdown in the first quarter as Three Forks shuts out Big Timber to keep its postseason hopes alive. Over at Van Winkle Stadium, Gallatin head coach Hunter Chandler looks to keep his Raptors undefeated into the postseason against Skyview, and it was a great senior night for Reese Dahlke. 3 first-half touchdowns helped Gallatin to a 35-0 lead at halftime, and out comes the bench. Robert Springman drops the QB for the sack. Falcons have to punt, and Carter Dahlke takes over. He already had a punt return touchdown in the first half. Why not another one? Carter Dahlke goes 60 yards untouched for his second house call of the night, and the Raptors were thriving. Mark Coleman powers in for the score as Gallatin shuts down Skyview 56-0. Again, Gallatin has a first-round bye with that 1 seed in the Class AA playoffs. But for Southern B Conference, Three Forks is a 3 seed with the win and the Townsend loss. But the Bulldogs are still in the playoffs as a 4 seed thanks to Manhattan eliminating Columbus. For the Class B playoffs next week, Three Forks goes on the road to Huntley Project while Townsend visits the East Champs of Red Lodge. That's the final Becker breakdown of the regular season live in Bozeman. Ethan Becker, NBC Montana Sports. Back to you, Alex.
All right, thanks, Ethan. These playoff brackets are set, so when we get back, it's time to vote on our final play of the week.
NBC Montana High School Football Play of the Week, sponsored by Republic Services.
Before our Play of the Year voting begins, we have one more spot remaining to find a Play of the Week winner. We've got choices from every level tonight, so let's see who comes out on top. Our first play comes from Florence Carlton, and just before halftime, Jake Schneider fields the bouncing kickoff, and he's got a lane on the outside. All he's got to do is break a tackle, don't stumble, and he can fly like a falcon on his way into the end zone, outrunning all 22 boys on the field tonight. How about some 8-man ball on play number 2? Manhattan Christian's Christian Trimester in trouble, laterals it to Tate Hamilton, who finishes the job with a score. Whose ball is it anyway? Talk about improv. And rounding things out, what do you get when a 3-star QB throws one up to a 3-star wideout? You get a 6-star level play. Bridger Smith showing why he's a future Grizzly, going over the shoulder on the snag. They're all winners to me, and that's why I'm not voting. But you can use the QR code on your screen or head to our website at nbcmontana.com to cast your vote. Polls close Thursday, where I'll announce the winner at 6. And with that, the high school football regular season chapter comes to a close. But the story is far from over, because we've entered playoff season. Yes, we'll talk about the playoffs, and the action picks up again next week, where we'll be bringing you all the highlights you can handle while previewing all the brackets. That's right, we ain't done quite yet. But for now, have a good night, everyone.